Oh, disclaimer, the flowers in this video do not represent the flowers in the recipe, but they were the only ones available at the store. So I have changed their names and their identities to fit my video. Thank you for coming. I'd like to welcome you to Alice's Table. My name's Maria and I'll be your host tonight. So everybody make sure you got your glass and let's get this party started. So today we're going to be making a beautiful arrangement called Heavenly Heather. We're going to be using all these beautiful flowers you see here, and along the way I'll be giving you some tricks and some tips that you can take home with you for when you bring home that store bouquet and you need to know how to make it into a floral arrangement. You'll have all this knowledge. So to get started, you found your beautiful vase in front of you. You got your aprons on. You have clippers and you have a rose stripper, and we have some 1/4 inch Oasis tape. Today we're making a water-based arrangement, so this tape is going to help us make a little grid on our vase to help keep our flowers in place and upright. So first we're going to start with one piece across one side. Then we're going to put another piece across that side. Then we're going to turn it. We're going to add a third piece, and then one final piece across. And it's okay to go down the sides because it's clear and you won't be able to see it anyways. So once that is complete, we're going to add water. So there are several vases on the table right here with water, and this water has plant food in it to help preserve. The plant food helps preserve. It's got a little sugar, and it also helps keep the bacteria out of your arrangements. So we don't want to put too much because you're going to be taking these arrangements home, transporting them. You just want enough. But be sure when you get home that you add lots of water because these are fresh flowers and they will drink it up. And you don't want your arrangement dying because you forgot to water it. Okay, so to get started, we are going to do our greens. This is called greening, and this is setting the foundation for our arrangement. So we're going to take our Italian ruscus and we are going to cut it down. And this is going to be the first part, the first step in your arrangement. And this is a little long, so let me cut it a little bit shorter. And you can leave leaves on the ruscus because they are a little waxy and they're not going to cause bacteria. But I do want to strip a few more leaves down. And just put this in the side of your vase. And we're going to do that with all of our ruscus here. Strip the leaves down. And some of them are long enough occasionally that you can get 2 or possibly even 3 cuts out of them, but these are not, so we will just get 1 cut out of these. Just going to spread that around. You can always go back after you finish putting them all in and redo them. I mean, not after all the flowers are in, of course, but a step at a time. Okay, so we have our greens in. So next are, in our arrangement, are our hydrangeas, our green hydrangeas. And after I finish each flower, I'm going to invite you up to grab your flowers to take back to the table to finish your own arrangements. Okay, so we're going to do our hydrangeas, and a tip about hydrangeas is the best time to cut the hydrangeas you have in your yard are in the morning. They do not like the sun. So if you have hydrangeas in your yard that you love to bring indoors and put in vases in your home, go ahead and go out and cut them in the morning, then bring them home inside and put them upside down, the heads in water for an hour. And then that should open them right back up. And then they have very woody stems. So one tip is also to cut up the stem. so that more water can get it. We're going to cut it at a 45 angle, and then we're going to cut the stem up. Then we're going to put our hydrangeas right into the middle of our arrangement. And in this arrangement, putting them in the square helps keep them upright from going over, because they are kind of heavy on top. So we're going to take our 2 hydrangeas and do that with them. And you want to make sure always that when your flowers, that you don't want any of the leaves under the water, because that causes bacteria, and that's going to kill off your flowers. Now, the hydrangeas, you can leave these big leaves on top, because that helps bring the water up into the stem of the flower and keeping them fresh. Okay, so we have our hydrangeas in place. Our next flower we're going to add are our beautiful spray roses. Now, spray roses you have little clusters, little bunches that you're going to be using. And sometimes you can have one like this one, a lateral one, that's going to be long enough that we can cut this off and put it in our arrangement by itself. We're going to go ahead and cut that off and put that aside. And we're going to take our rose strippers. This one's not bad, but some of these have really sharp thorns. So you just want to take your rose strippers and strip that off. Super easy, just like that. Now we're going to cut that down. And roses, one thing about roses, they have these little outside guard petals, and you can take them off if you'd like. On the larger roses, you're going to want to do this. On the spray roses, it's not necessary, but you can, and that's going to help them open up. Also, roses respond to hot air, so if you give them a little blow, then that helps them open up as well. That's a trick that florists use when you see those beautiful roses. So we're going to cut that, and we're going to stick that in. We have some more laterals on this one that we can use. And that's our roses. Okay, so our next flower we're going to add is our stalk. Now our stalk, we're going to want to keep a little bit longer, and you can use your stripper on this as well, but just be very gentle. Just strip off all those little leaves on the side. Or not. And this is to fill out your arrangement, because you will be having these arrangements on your table, so you want to kind of make it out as well as high. So we have 3 of these stalks. Just kind of place them like that. This one's pretty long, so I think I'm going to take a little bit more off of this one here, some of these flowers. There we go. Okay, so our next flower we're going to be adding are our beautiful tulips. Tulips are gorgeous, and just a little fun fact about tulips, when you cut your tulips and put them in your vase, they continue to grow. They're the only flower, I believe, that continues to grow. So you can cut these a little shorter than you want them, because tomorrow they are going to have grown as much as maybe by an inch. So it's okay to cut them. Now tulips, when you get them at the florist, should be closed up, haven't opened yet, and they should be straight and stiff. If they're flopping over or if they're already opened, then you do not want those tulips. So you all have your trash. Just keep putting your trash in your little bins right in front of you. Okay, and we'll add our beautiful tulips in there into our arrangement. And then we're going to move on to our final element, and this is our texture element. And this is our beautiful heather. And you have one heather, which you can see it has many branches to it. So we're just going to start cutting that off. And whenever you're making an arrangement at home, you always want to have your greens to start and your textural element to finish off your arrangement. So we'll just stick some of that in there in some different places. And I like to always be turning my arrangement as I go to check it from different sides. Sometimes I'll see something I don't like in a certain spot and I'll just pick it out and move it. Just as you go, you see if you like it. Add as much as you want or as little. It's your design, your creation. You make it to your taste. So I've added all our flowers, and now we have our beautiful arrangement, Heavenly Heather. So go ahead and look at that. Twist it around. Remember that it may be on your table at home, so you want it to look good from all sides. So that looks nice. Our flowers are beautiful. So that is our arrangement. Now don't forget when you get home to fill that vase up with water because those flowers are going to be thirsty. So that's our arrangement for today. When you get home, I hope you've all sprayed it now, and when you get home, don't forget, put more water. And I just want to let you know that we do private events as well. So I can do a bridal shower, a birthday party, girls' night out. We do children's parties, we make crowns. I do corporate events. As long as you have 10 people, I'd be happy to come. If you can imagine it, I can make it happen for you. So again, thank you, and I hope to see you again.